Live, it's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Klieman.
Hello, everyone. The Bison throttle Missouri State, inch closer to a conference championship and home field throughout the playoffs. Yes, things are just fine in Bison country this Sunday. We welcome to the set head coach Chris Klieman. And, Coach, congratulations on the victory. You rebound from the loss, and the guys were very, very motivated, and a lot of the credit goes to you on that. They were really into this game, weren't they?
They really were. I credit our seniors, and I credit the coaches for getting the guys ready to play. And we were focused, and they weren't going to be denied yesterday. And it was just a great team performance. And to go into that environment, cold, not many fans, and to have a convincing win like that is really, really great. Happy for the guys. And
you went into it knowing this Missouri State game has always been kind of a tough one for the Bison. The last two trips down there had both been tough, hadn't they?
Yeah, it's a tough place to play, a tough place to win. I know in 2010 the Bison lost there. In 2012 we had to have a defensive stop to win the game. So it's always a tough environment, and Missouri State feels they match up well with the Bison, and yesterday they didn't, and give credit to our guys.
Let's break down this first half and see how this game played out. It was cold. There's no question. I can attest to that. Was down on the sideline for the whole game, and it was chilly. The Bison won the toss and deferred. The defense was swarming early, wasn't it?
Yeah, we really were. We were gap sound, and guys were really running to the football.
15 plays, just 15 yards of total offense in the first quarter for Missouri State. Big-time adversity, though, here early.
Right off the bat, we threw the interception, and really this was a great play by Carson, keeping him out of the end zone because we held him to 3.
Yeah, they have a big tight end, Gannon Sinclair. They almost score on this play right here.
Yeah, they roll out and find him in the back of the end zone. What a great play by Christian Dudzik, just to push him out at the last second, or his foot potentially could have been down.
Hey, it's important to hold him to a field goal. They started this drive at the 3, and they had to kick a field goal from the 4. They actually lost a yard here.
Yeah, this was a big sequence to only be down 3-0. And you're right, we're facing some adversity, and now you've got to go to work.
So Eric Perkins, tell us about him. He's finally healthy now, and you put him back there for kickoff returns with, CJ's out, Dudzik's banged up a little bit. He did a nice job.
The Perk did a great job, and another guy that had his opportunity on Saturday, made the most of it, and made some really good plays in the return game.
It was a tough start offensively in the first quarter. It took some time to get in a rhythm, didn't it?
Boy, it did, and you give Missouri State credit. They blitzed us almost the entire game, and until we were able to figure out some of the things we could do up front, they had some success.
The defense definitely botched us some time, though, offensively, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did, because we had enough 3-and-outs, and they couldn't block Kyle off the edge there. He had a big tackle for loss.
Now we'll move to the second quarter, and this is where things started to click a little bit offensively, didn't it?
Yeah, great job here. Carson throwing it out to Tyler Rice, another guy that had an opportunity and made the most of it yesterday.
You got a little breathing room as well here with the John Crockett touchdown. It's 7-3 at this point.
Great blocking up front, and John really ran the ball hard yesterday.
I thought the kick coverage, special teams, much improved this week, wasn't it?
Yes, it sure was. It wasn't the best kick here, and it was into the wind, which was a tough deal, but Zach Colvin makes a great play, strips it out, and that's something that we've been looking for all season, is one of those big turnovers on special teams.
Some opportunities for takeaways. This was almost a sack, forced fumble. You almost got a touchdown out of this.
Almost did. I wish we would have landed on it. We'd have had short field, but great job getting pressure on the passer. The guys up front did a great job all day long.
Still a little more adversity here. Another interception here.
This one's tough. Their kid made a great play, tipping the ball, and when a tip ball goes up in the middle of the field, bad things happen, and they were able to make a play.
Now they have a missed field goal here. It's a 46-yarder. It was a tough day to kick. The wind was right in their face there.
Yeah, it was a tough day to kick. Credit the defense for getting a big stop, and after the turnover, not getting any points was a big lift to us.
I thought this is the point really where Carson Wentz really got in a groove.
He really did. Some guys made great catches for him. And what's one great thing about Carson? He never panics if something goes wrong, and he came back and made unbelievable plays in the passing game.
Now we start the Wentz highlight reel, Carson to Connor.
Great design play here, and Connor Wentz gets I think that's his first touchdown.
Yeah, 14-3, the Bison starting to get some separation. And right before half, big sequence here. Now you get another takeaway. You get some opportunity for more points.
Great job by Travis Beck jumping an out route on a sprint out that we'd worked this week. And it set us up for a short field, hoping to get 3, and we end up getting 7.
Yeah, Carson really spun a nice ball right here, didn't he?
Really good job by Andrew Bonnet getting behind the safety and coming in with a nice catch. And now it's 21-3 as opposed to 14-3 at half.
Yeah, you took control of the game right there, no question. 183 yards of total offense. Missouri State could do nothing on offense. They were just 1 of 9 on third downs. John Crockett was on his way to a big day. On the Gate City Bank hot seat, it's Trevor Gebhardt. If you could have an endless supply of food, what would it be?
Have to go with crab legs. They're delicious.
Yeah, that's a good one. If you could live anywhere, where would it be?
Any lake. I love being at the lake.
Favorite thing to do away from football?
Well, be at the lake, obviously, and then just hanging with the guys. Like to spend time with the buddies just away from football.
Are you a pickup guy, SUV, or a car?
Probably go with pickup.
Okay.
I like pickup, yeah.
What would your worst nightmare be?
Probably waking up with a clown right next to my bed. That would not be fun at all.
Who's the quietest guy on the team?
I would have to say Tom Barneson. He's one of our kickers, a.k.a. Barney. Kind of have to pull that guy's teeth to get him to talk.
100 degrees or 20 below zero?
Don't like the heat a lot, so I'm going to have to go with 20 below.
Favorite thing about Coach Klieman?
He's just very personable. I would run through a brick wall for that man.
Describe the feeling during the tunnel walk at the Dome.
A major adrenaline rush. You run out of there and those fans screaming, it gets you pretty pumped up.
Well, Coach, second half, what are you expecting? What was the talk at halftime?
Well, 2 years ago we had a lead at halftime and came out and ended up playing poorly in the second half and ended up coming down to the last possession. So we had to keep our foot on the gas, and we had to continue to run our offense, and we had to continue to play sound defense. And our guys were focused at halftime to come out and have a great second half.
Well, there was no drama in Springfield this time. Let's break down the second half. The Bison really opened it up against the Bears in this one, and I think the tone was set early in this half. It's a 3rd and 18 for Missouri State, and Kyle Emanuel really buries him.
Yeah, a great rush off the edge, avoids a block, and makes a big sack.
Well, John Crockett then really makes a big run. We shift to the offense here. The ground game was rolling.
Yeah, we were doing a great job. The Rams were blocking up front. Great cut here by John and getting in the open field, and takes it inside the 10.
Well, he was just on the hot seat. After this run, we get in the red zone here, and Trevor Gebhardt, great to see him find the end zone here.
Yeah, great throw and a great catch. This was a tough catch in cold conditions in between 2 defenders. Carson put it on the money, and Trevor, great hand catch.
Yeah, that was a bullet right there. I was standing right under the goalpost right there. That was a tough catch, so kudos to Trevor on that one. It's 28-3 at this point, and you talk about athleticism. Kyle, you know, we talk about the sacks, but look at this play.
This is a great play. Gets off the cut block, and what great hands. And then he shows a little stiff arm on the quarterback and gets a big return. And once again, we're creating takeaways on defense, and then we're turning those into points on offense.
Attaboy, Kyle. Run him over right there. Beautiful pass here to Connor. I love this pass.
Yeah,
look at this one.
Great throw right over the top of the shoulder, and great hand catch by Connor Wentz.
You know, the defense all day was fantastic. Missouri State, through 3 quarters, had only 149 yards of offense. You really smothered them all day.
Yeah, we had great run fits. Coach Entz and the defensive staff did a tremendous job with the plan, and the kids executed it.
You know, at this point in the game, it was really fun to see Carson. When he got in his rhythm, boy, he looked really good.
He sure did. This is a great throw against the wind on the money for a big game to Vra.
You know, and 2 plays later, it's back to Vra again. This one's a touchdown. Those 2 hooked up on this drive big time.
Yeah, they did. And Vra does such a great job controlling his body in the air, keeping the defender away, and making a big catch for a touchdown.
Yeah, the route is on right now. It's 42-3. We move to the 4th quarter. They're going to get a garbage touchdown here. Gives us a chance to talk about their big tight end, Gannon Sinclair. This guy's huge. He's 6'7".
Yeah, he's a really good football player. We knew he was, and he's a big old kid rumbling around down there, and he made a couple of nice plays on this drive to get him into the end zone.
He's going to get a touchdown here. It makes it 42-10. He's actually from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's a junior college transfer that has been at Missouri State the last couple of years.
They do have some talent on this team, so they do get a touchdown there. It's 42-10. But offensively, again, you really get back in a rhythm. And this middle screen, Crockett's really shown the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, a great call by Coach Polasek on 3rd down. Crockett does a good job setting up with great blocks downfield. We cut down 3 guys, and John makes a big play out of that.
39 yards on that play. You get a field goal out of this. It's 45-10. Great separation. Just a a dominating game at this point. It allows you to get some reserves in the game, too.
Yeah, we played a lot of different guys in the fourth quarter, give some guys some opportunities, lets us evaluate for the future where we're at, as well as for the playoffs of what we will need when somebody goes down.
We'll talk about some of these guys here. Zach Colvin and Grant Morgan here on this play.
Good job by Grant Morgan. He's getting better and better every week, and Zach's always been a steady player for us.
And Bo Lekas, always been a good special teams guy, but he knows a little thing or two about linebacker play.
You bet. He does a great job off the edge on the blitz and gets the sack, and I think that was a big third down stop for us.
All right, there's your final score as you embrace Terry Allen, your good friend right there. It's 45-10. Crockett had a huge day. Wentz was fantastic in the final 3 quarters of this game. 473 yards of total offense. You kept the Bears under 100 yards rushing. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
You know, I don't think anything really big changed. We just kind of stuck to the game plan. We made some adjustments at halftime to attack the downfield passing game, change some of our short, quick stuff to be effective down the field because they were stacking the box, and that's something we noticed. So it was big to get those connections with Rod there in that second half. And so, yeah, we made good halftime adjustments.
Wentz to Wentz. Everyone said it was coming eventually, and, I mean, who would have thought it would have been a touchdown, huh, Carson? You know, everyone says it's the best feeling in the world. First one, pretty sure I blacked out for a little bit. I was just celebrating. Don't really remember half of the stuff I was doing when I was celebrating, but it's a lot of fun. Hope I can get in there a few more times.
I think we got back to the basics. We started stopping the run. You know, that's always our first and foremost goal, stop the run, and then hopefully we can get after the passer. I thought we attacked the ball well, you know, especially there at the end of the half, getting those turnovers, created a huge momentum going into halftime.
Well, this week's Nodak Mutual Insurance Player of the Game is John Crockett. That man was on a mission at Missouri State. John Crockett really took the loss at Northern Iowa personal, and he was determined to run the football this week, and run he did. 177 yards rushing on 27 carries, got the Bison on track.
We knew that we didn't come out and play Bison football last week. We weren't physical. We didn't own the line of scrimmage. We made countless errors. You know, we had turnovers, and that's just not the way we play football. And we knew that we had to come out and establish the run game, and then we let this dude over here do what he does and tear him apart with the passing game. And that's something that we were ready to get back out there because it was a bitter taste in our mouth. We didn't like that too much.
Yeah, you could tell these guys wanted this win, and they wanted to make a statement, and certainly they did, 45-10. Let's talk about C.J. Smith. You know, he's one of the best corners in the country, and he had to miss this game. Talk about his status.
Yeah, we hope to have CJ back. We'll find out more on Monday, but he had a knee injury, and we think he's going to be okay. And Trey Dempsey stepped in his absence, but we expect CJ to be back this week against Youngstown.
Yeah, Trey did play well, though, didn't he?
He sure did. He did a nice job stepping in. Between he and Zach, they both did a great job stepping in for CJ.
Now, the tight end position, Vodlin and Lucas Albers were both injured, but let's talk about the depth on this team. We heard from him a little bit there, but Connor Wentz had a nice day, and that just shows not only the tight end position, but this whole team has great depth. Next man up. When someone gets hurt, they have to produce, and Connor Wentz did that, didn't he?
Boy, he sure did. And the next man up has been the motto here for a number of years, and that's why we've had success, is all the guys having confidence in that next man up. And you're right, Kevin had to sit out the second half, and Connor Wentz came in and did a great job. We missed Lucas, and Andrew Bonnet made some plays in the passing game. So we have a tremendous amount of depth to that tight end position. We needed it all this weekend.
That's one thing that has separated the Bison, don't you think? There's lots of teams that have great starters, but boy, you get into that depth, especially at the FCS level, and it can be a problem. Not for the Bison, though.
No, and I credit that to our double reps that we do in the spring and the fall, as well as the strength conditioning with Coach Kramer. Our kids know that any time their number could be called, and you looked at Tyler Rice, Eric Perkins, Kerry Woods, their number was called yesterday, and they stepped up and did a nice job.
Let's heat up this Buck Buchanan candidacy for Kyle Emanuel here. He's just having a phenomenal year. He deserves this award. Right now, if you look around the nation, Coach, the sack leaders, he's right there, 15.5 sacks. You look at the top 5 in the nation right now. You know, they look at stats for this award. Stats are huge when they look at the Buck Buchanan voting.
Yeah, stats are huge. I think being on a really dominant defense is important, on a really good football team, and we've been talking about it. I have at least since August, and I think he's the best defensive player in FCS, and he's proved it throughout the season. He hasn't had any of those poor games, and every game he steps up and plays bigger and bigger.
We saw the sacks there. How about the tackles for loss as well? That's also a big stat. 15.5 sacks. He's got 23 tackles for loss. Connor Underwood, also from the Valley, is up in that stat as well. But you look at those names there and the dominance of this Bison defense, and he certainly has to be in the discussion, if not right at the top right now.
Yeah, I think he is for the Conference Player of the Year on defense, as well as the Buck Buchanan. But we've got one more game, and Kyle will make sure that he shows up with the other defensive guys, and we've got to have a great defensive performance against a really good Youngstown team. Yeah,
there's no question about it. Also on defense is Christian Dudzik. We have a great story about Christian coming up. He loves the media. He loves to edit video, and it goes way back into his family history. We'll talk about it. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. On the field, Christian Dudzik is a tremendous football player. Off the field, he wants a future in the media, maybe sitting in this chair. He grew up with it. Both parents have been in the media their whole lives, and Christian loves it as well. In this week's Olaf Anderson Construction feature story, we find out that Christian Dudzik wants to tell his own story.
With things like this, you can just feel the emotion from the players and their reaction to what they just accomplished.
Scrolling through one of his favorite games from this season, Christian Dudzik looks at the film not to critique his performance on the field, but now as a storyteller.
I love the editing process and trying to get the fans to feel, the intensity of the team.
Dudzik grew up the son of a sports anchor in Kansas, and as he grew, so did his early interest in media, till he landed in Fargo and earned an internship with the NDSU athletic department.
One day football's going to end, and we encourage him to continue doing what he's doing. Stay focused on what your dreams are. Do what you want to do. Prove people that you can do it.
The never say die mentality is an easy parallel to Christian's work ethic. He started every game of his career with the Bison, 56 straight, through shoulder injuries and grueling seasons. He's led the defense, played supporting roles, and starred on special teams.
Everything I've learned about work ethic has come from NDSU and the football and Coach Kramer especially. Just you know that day that you're going to have a challenge.
Christian plans to make football his next challenge professionally, but the day his career may come to an end, he wants to jump behind the camera and show people the glory and struggles of athletes.
I've had experience with championship teams, and so what I really want to do is bring the real story of how they got there. And any great team has had obstacles, and that's what's made them great, is their ability to overcome.
As a kid who racked up demerits for taking 2 stairs at a time in middle school, Christian still runs full speed ahead, dedicating his time to his 2 passions and to eventually living one dream.
These 5 years have been unbelievable at North Dakota State. We've watched a man grow up, really, in 5 years, gone from a kid to a man, and it's been a special time.
Reporting for the Bison Football Show, I'm Beth Houle.
Boy, Coach, we might have to hire him for the show here. I think he likes this kind of stuff. That's kind of neat, though, that he's kind of followed in his father's footsteps and taken on his interests. He's just a great kid, isn't he?
He is. What a great kid. What a great family. And one thing we know with Christian, he's going to be successful no matter what he does, and he'll continue to play football as long as he can. But when he decides that that's done, he's got a career in the media and broadcasting, and he has great passion in everything he does.
Yeah, he's a tough kid, too. I've always marveled at his toughness. He's not always 100%, but as you mentioned, he's 56 starts in a row, I think. That's unbelievable.
Not only the 56 starts in a row, he rarely misses a practice. I can't remember the last time he's missed a practice. He probably hasn't missed a practice because he knows how much it means to be out there for his teammates and to be out there for the program. And I couldn't be happier with Christian's career, and he's one of my favorite.
Well, in this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison, NDSU has another talent from the state of Florida. Jalen Wimbush is redshirting. He's out of the Tampa-St. Pete area. Jalen will be in the discussion for significant playing time next year, perhaps at safety. He was a 4-year starter in high school, but knows he needs to earn his time here in Fargo.
In my redshirt freshman year, I'd have to say the biggest lesson that I've learned is always compete. Just play fast, get to the ball, do what you got to do, but always do it at 100% in full speed. In high school, I'd have to say I did feel like I had the best footwork on the team, but coming here, it's a wake-up call that you're not the best. So you always got to learn and get better from where you were yesterday.
Coach, you like this combo of Dakota Reed and Jalen Wimbush that are redshirting that potentially could see some playing time in the future, don't you?
Absolutely. Jalen's wonderful athleticism out on the practice field. The other thing is I think Jalen's put on 20 pounds since he arrived here the 1st of August. So he's doing it in the weight room as well, and he's got a bright future.
How do these kids handle the redshirt years? It's always tough sometimes. Some kids handle it better than others. It seems like he's doing well.
He's doing exceptionally well. It is hard because you're not playing. You're just practicing and lifting weights and giving us a best opportunity to win on Saturday. And all of our redshirts have done a tremendous job of that, giving our starters the best opportunity to win on Saturday with the look they give them during the week.
The Bison can go to 11 wins with a win this week. They play Youngstown State back in the Fargo Dome. We're going to set the stage for you. Stay with us. Well, Coach, Youngstown State rolls into town this week. Statewide NBC, ESPN3, ESPN Game Plan. We'll have you covered there. But Youngstown's always a good team. It's senior day. You can wrap up the conference. You can wrap up home field in the playoffs. I mean, there's a ton going on this week.
Well, it's an exciting week if you're a Bison because we have an opportunity to play for the conference title at home.
Yep.
Youngstown State, we feel, needs to win to get in the playoffs, so they're going to be motivated. It's senior day. These seniors have meant so much to the program with 3 national championships. It's going to be an electric day in the Fargo Dome, and we need a great crowd.
You know, I was surprised they lost this week. Youngstown State has a ton of talent, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. And it's all still about matchups, and Indiana State matches up well with those guys, and now they're coming in here, and they've won in the Fargo Dome before. We know that back in 2011, so Coach Wolford will have the guys ready, and we've got to have a great week of preparation, similar to what we did last week, to give ourselves the best opportunity to win.
Great job, Coach. Congratulations on this win. Look forward to this final home game. We'll recap it for you. It's going to be a fun week. There's a ton on the line. All the goals out there. I mean, get out to the Fargo Dome this week, folks. It's going to be a fun time. Have a great week.
You okay?